Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those Bible trivia questions, and I hope you're doing very well with those. Have you seen those, Miss Kristen?
Yes, I actually learned a lot watching them.
Some of those questions are pretty difficult, actually.
I know, we had to look up one last week because we didn't know what it was.
Yeah, anyway. But I hope you guys enjoy those. But I hope you guys are doing good and ready for another lesson for today. Any announcements, Miss Kristen?
Well, Pastor Rob, weren't we talking about maybe doing a Zoom call with our online kids?
A Zoom call sometime this week.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to be involved in our Zoom call, send an email to jamtimekids at New Life Lehigh. I'd like to do the scavenger hunt again. That was very fun.
That was a lot of fun.
So guys, if you want to participate in that, again, send us an email, tell us your name, last name too on there, and your phone number. We'll make sure we'll send you a message out sometime this week so that you can participate in our scavenger hunt. And those have been fun in the past.
They have.
I've enjoyed those myself.
We've got some good prizes too.
Very good.
Yeah.
Any other announcements coming up?
I don't think so, Pastor Rod. I mean, everything's going good. We enjoy seeing the kids here each week. We know that many of you guys are still watching, and we're hearing from you here and there, so that's great. Yeah,
we'll continue to have these videos for you guys, too, to continue to watch, okay? But for now, let's sing some songs.
Sounds good.
All right.
I want all that's yours. You will know my Father too.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those songs. Got a great lesson for you guys today. Guys, have you ever had a goal to do something? You start out strong in the beginning, but for some strange reason, towards the end, it doesn't really work out or it gets kind of weak. You know, a lot of adults do this. Sometimes they have this idea that they're going to start some kind of diet. They start eating right, they exercise, they do all these things, but somewhere down the line, it just doesn't work out. Maybe you've had a goal, like before the beginning of the school year, your goal was to get straight A's on your report card, and you're determined. You're doing your homework, you're listening to the teacher, and you're studying like you're supposed to. But then again, as time goes by, you get a little lazy, and for some reason you started strong, but then you don't finish strong. Guys, that's today's lesson today. Today, we want to encourage you in your relationship with Jesus. Not only do we want you to start strong, but we want you to finish strong. But most importantly, God wants you to finish strong as well. Let's look at our Bible lesson today. You see, anyone can start a strong relationship with God, but over a long period of time, if you're not careful, you could lose that initial strength. Our Bible lesson is about a man who started out with a strong relationship with God, but at the end, it didn't end well. The man's name is Solomon. You know that he was a king over an entire nation by the age of 20? He didn't have any experience, and initially, he started out with a strong relationship with God. And one night, God appeared to Solomon in a dream, and God told him that he could ask him for anything that he wanted. Solomon told God, he said, God, you have made me a king, but I am young, and I don't know how to be a king. Help me to lead the people and to know what is right and wrong. He actually prayed for wisdom. Well, listen to what God said. God said, since you have asked for this, and you didn't ask for money or long life or even the death of your enemies, God says, I will do what you have asked. There will never be a king like you, Solomon. I will also give you riches and honor, and if you walk in my ways and do what pleases me, I will also give you a long life. God was pleased. He was happy with King Solomon's request. His request showed that he wanted to do the right thing and to follow God more than anything else. It also showed that his heart was turned towards God. But you know what? It didn't stay that way, but it did start that way. As time went on, a long period of time, Solomon began to marry different women. Women that God had strictly forbidden his people to marry. And these women were foreigners. They were from countries that didn't worship the one and true living God. Instead, these women worshiped false gods. King Solomon didn't seem to think that it was a big deal. And not only did he allow his wives to worship their false gods, but listen to this, he also joined in with them. As he grew older, the Bible says that his wives turned his heart away from God. It was something that happened gradually, slowly over a period of time. God gave a command, and Solomon disobeyed it, and at the end, it was his wives, many wives, that turned his own heart against the God that he first loved, that he served from the very beginning and loved so much. Solomon started strong, but he didn't finish strong. Now, guys, let me ask you a question. If it was that easy for King Solomon, the wisest man in the world, to have his heart turned away from God, how much more can that be true for you and I? And that's why you have to keep loving God and putting him first in your life, and don't let anything or anyone take his place. Let's look at our memory verse here found in Hebrews chapter 3. It says, see to it, brothers, that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God. And that's our prayer for you guys today. As you guys come to church, or you're watching these videos and your parents are raising you in the church, you guys are starting out strong. And my prayer, our prayer, would be that, guys, that you would finish to the very end. And not finish weak, but finish strong. Miss Kristen, will you come up here and share a story with the kids to help us better illustrate and understand the importance of staying strong to the very end?
Hey, boys and girls. It's time for our life story. These stories, like Pastor Rob always tells us, are not true stories, but they're stories to help you to understand the Bible teaching that he has taught. So today we're going to learn a story about a robot, and his name is Otto. Otto the robot, we can see him right here. He had a dream, and his dream was to one day be a superbot. Superbots were like the police of the robots, and they had really cool jobs, and they saved people and helped people, and that was his dream. He wanted to be a superbot. So he applied to the academy, and he waited and waited because it was very, very hard to get in. He kind of got a little discouraged, thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to ever get in here. But then the day came, and let's see what happens. He got a letter that he was accepted to the Superbot Academy. Oh, he was so excited. He couldn't believe it. His dream was starting to come true. So he hurried up and packed his stuff and headed to the academy. And as soon as he got there, he met his trainer. And his trainer told him, welcome to the Superbot Academy. And he could not wait to start this adventure. So let's see what he did. Well, there was a lot of training in this, a lot of things that were going to take place for him to be the Superbot. You couldn't just be one all of a sudden. You had to go through special training. So his trainer gave him a very big and important book. And in this book, he told him he needed to study it because in this book was all the codes and all the things he needed to be a successful Superbot. So he couldn't wait to get it. Now, his trainer told him, it's going to be hard, and you're going to have to follow this with all of your heart. You're going to have to start strong, and you're going to have to finish strong, because you have to continue on this journey this way. So he was so excited, he took the book, and he couldn't wait. But there was something else that the trainer told him. He said, you see right here? And he pointed down to him. He said, you have a little button on you. It's called a medallion. And when that medallion is red, it means you're not ready yet. You're still in training. But when it's green, you will be ready to be a Superbot. All of your training will be in place, and you will be ready to go. That is very important, not to go before your medallion is green. He understood. He says, yes, sir. I'm going to read the book, and I'm going to follow the rules. I can't wait to be a Superbot. So he was there a couple weeks. And let's see what happened. A couple weeks went by, and he met up with some old friends. Now, these friends weren't really a good influence on him. You see, Otto had started reading the book and following and obeying and doing everything he was supposed to do. But then, when he met up with these friends, he made some bad choices. You see, he started really strong, but he started to go down as he made these choices. So him and Bolt, his friend, got into some trouble one day. They were out about, and they started to spray paint and do things on the wall. Something deep inside Otto knew it wasn't right, and he tried to talk to Bolt. And he said, Bolt, I don't think this is right. I don't think we should do this. We're supposed to be Superbots, and I think this is a bad choice. But Bolt made fun of him and said, what are you talking about? Come on, let's have a little fun. Let's get some spray paint and spray paint everything. And he began to do that. Now, Otto also knew that there was some fumes in that spray paint that weren't very good. They were very strong, and that if they had enough of it, it could cause a fire. So he tried to warn Bolt, but Bolt did not listen. You see, boys and girls, Otto started strong. He was doing what he was supposed to be doing. He was reading his book and doing the things he needed to do to train, but he got influenced and made a bad choice, and he did not stay strong. So let's see what happens. Sure enough, there was a huge explosion. You see, the spray paint caught fire, and it started to grow a big fire in the building and caused a bunch of damage to the buildings. And Otto just sat there. He knew that it was a bad choice he had made, and Bolt took off. Now, his medallion was still red, but he heard people calling for help. He heard people in danger, and he knew that he wanted to help them, but he shouldn't because his medallion was still red, and it was not green. And he thought, well, I just can't lay here. I've got to do something. I'm going to be a Superbot. And let's see what he did. He got a bucket of water and he started to use his propellers to go up, 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 because he was going to dump that water down onto the fire. But he wasn't strong enough, and sure enough, he went crashing down. He fell because he was not prepared. His medallion was not green. He wasn't ready. He started strong, but he didn't stay strong. He didn't stay strong to the finish of his training. So he started to fall down further and further. But let's see what happens. All of a sudden, he felt the comfort of a net, and it caught him, and it was his trainer. Oh, the look on his trainer's eyes. He could see how disappointed he was. And he said, Autobot, you were starting so strong. What happened? You've got to stay strong. Let's get you back and get you back on track. And boys and girls, all of us are like that sometimes. We think, I'm going to read my Bible every day. I'm going to pray every day. But something happens along the way, and we get distracted. Maybe instead of reading our Bible, we want to watch a TV show or play a video game. Or maybe it's time to pray, but all of our friends want us to go play or go swim or ride our bikes, and we get distracted. You see, boys and girls, there's nothing wrong with doing those things. But when they distract us and take us away from God, we're not staying strong. We've got to stay strong and finish strong. So Otto did that. He got back on track, and he got back in his book, and let's see what he was doing. He got there, he was cleaning up the wall that he made a mess of. He was really on track doing his training to finish strong. When all of a sudden, he was doing his work, and he heard an alarm going off, and he knew it was an alarm that somebody needed help. And to his excitement, when he looked down, his medallion was green. That meant he was ready. He had started strong and stayed strong, and he was going to finish his training strong now. So he got all excited, and he went over to see what was going on. And let's see what he found. There was a robber, and he was taking all the money and stuffing it in the bag. And Otto knew he had to do something. So he pulled out his laser, and he told him, "Stop where you are. Put your hands up." And he caught the robber. You see, boys and girls, Otto did what he was supposed to do. He started strong. He had a little bump in the road, but he stayed strong. He stayed consistent, and he was able now to finish because he did what he was trained to do. And let's see what happened. His trainer was so excited. He told Otto, "Otto, I am so proud of you. Not only did you start strong, but you stayed strong and you finished strong. And you are an excellent Superbot. Good job." And boys and girls, Pastor Rob is going to let us know and teach us how we can finish strong. Pastor Rob?
All right, thank you, Miss Kristen, for that story. All right, guys, 3 things that's going to help you finish strong. Are you ready for this? Look up here. It says here, surround yourself with the right people. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 says, do not be fooled. Bad friends will ruin good habits. Guys, if you've been with me for a long time, you know every once in a while, I will always tell you guys, you will always turn out to be like the people that you hang out with. If your friends are constantly doing things that are wrong and against God, you're going to eventually do the same things too. Again, going back to our Bible story, look at Solomon. He was forbidden to be with women who worshiped other gods, but he allowed those things to creep into his life, guys. And look how it turned out. So be careful who you hang out with. And that's why, guys, we come to church, and you should make friends with a lot of people in the church as well. Now, secondly is this. You can finish strong by making it a point to check your heart. Guys, whether it's once a week or once a month or once a year, guys, you know what? Check yourself to make sure that you are right with God. There's no sin living inside of you. In Psalms chapter 139, it says, God, examine me and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. And God, see if there is any bad thing in me and lead me in the way that you set for me long ago. Guys, heart check is very important. Make sure that you're not allowing any kind of anger, like we learned last week, or bitterness in your life. And just make sure that you are putting God always first. And lastly, how you can finish strong is recognize sin and avoid it. Proverbs chapter 4 says, don't follow the ways of the wicked. Don't do what evil people do. Avoid their ways. Don't go near what they do. Did you hear that, guys? Don't even go near what they do. Stay away from them and keep on going. So recognizing sin before it even starts and avoiding it, guys, that is key. And again, like I said earlier, our prayer is that you're starting out strong. But guys, when you become teenagers and even adults, we want you to finish strong with your relationship with God. That is the most important thing on this planet, guys. So continue to go and be strong and pray. And guys, once again, love being with you this morning. And we will see you again for another lesson next Sunday. We love you guys. Bye for now.